Welcome back to the Mad Spideyverse. I'm Mad Spidey, and thank you once again for tuning into my channel. Today, it's going to be my comic wish list. Now, this one's going to be a little bit different. Generally, I've done, I think it's 8-9 episodes out of my ginormous list that I have of books that I want to, one day own. A lot of them are very achievable, a lot of them not so much. But yeah, like this one's, as I said, a little bit different. So instead of it just being me picking my usual sort of 8, 9, 10 books that I want to get, this is actually more like, 'cause I know a lot of YouTubers do this, and I thought, I know it's already halfway through March, third month, screw it, let's just do it. Actually gonna do a 2024 like goal list, I suppose, or hit list, or wish list, or whatever you want to call it, like books that I'm actively hunting more than the others this particular year. Unfortunately, most of the individual books, and I'll say, I'll get to this anyway, but most of the individual books are big boy books. If I could just knock one of them off, I would be, extremely happy. There's 2 books that I definitely won't knock off, but I'm going to put them on the list anyway for the 2024 goals. We'll get into them first before I get to the other stuff that I was going to mention. So the first is I want to knock off one more issue of my ASM run that I need to complete. Now, if you know me, or if you know, if you've been keeping a track or anything like this, I only need 3 books for my whole entire ASM run. Now, this is not 1 to 100 or 1 to 50. Like some people only do, there's 1 to 50, 1 to 100, or 1 to 200, or just volume 1. This is the entire run, all volumes. 3 books. 3 books only. 3 big books. So there is number 1. There is number 3. And there is number 4. So I want to knock just one of those books off this list this year, if I can. Now, my brain is just like, 4 is going to be the one that if I do knock any of the 3 off, number 4, the first appearance of Sandman, will be the book that I'll knock off if I can find one, because that will be the cheapest of the 3 books. That's where my brain goes. My heart goes, I'd love to knock off all 3, or preferably one of the 2 bigger ones. Number 1, obviously first ASM, or number 3, first Doc Ock. But yeah, realistically, with my kind of, the money that I have and the opportunities that I have, number 4, if I come across one, is probably the only one I may have a chance at. But yeah, so those 3 are definitely on my hunt list this year. We'll see what happens. There's still 9 months of the year to go. There's still plenty of conventions. There's, I've got, people scouring for these books especially, and things like that, and obviously it's, whether they come across them and I have the money, or whether it's, somebody who'll let me pay something off, things like that. That's obviously the main thing. So, but besides ASM, there is one book, actually there's 3 books, but there's one especially that I've said since literally January 1st is a book I've always wanted. I really love to tick it off this year, and this is probably my one book that I'll be really hunting this year. And if I can afford it, if I can pay it off, or if all comes to fruition, this is the book that I really want, and that's Marvel Spotlight 5. First appearance of Ghost Rider, or first appearance of Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider. Obviously there's Carter Slade, and then there was another guy in the Golden Age. But yeah, Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider, first appearance. It's a book I've wanted for 20 years. I've only seen maybe I don't know how many, but I know I can count on one hand the amount that I've actually seen over here available. None of them have been able to afford, but yeah, it's definitely a book I really, really want. So yeah, I'd be extremely happy to acquire that, hopefully this year. The other two ones, they're both big books for me. Let's put it simply, they're both big books. Fantastic Four 48 and Fantastic Four 49. The Silver Surfer trilogy. I think I actually have 50. I'd have to double check. But I think I actually have 50. But 48 and 49 are the money books. Silver Surfer is another one of my favourite characters. Besides Spidey, over the years, I've collected Ghost Rider, Punisher, Wolverine, Silver Surfer. They've pretty much been my other ones apart from Spidey. And I really love to get his first appearance. And obviously first appearance of Galactus as well. You know, pivotal villain slash, you know, I don't know, somewhere in the middle sort of character. Very cool character. Been around obviously since the Silver Age. But yeah, I'd love to get that first and second appearance of Silver Surfer. Would be absolutely awesome. So they're definitely on my list for this particular year. Once again, opportunity, money, you know, all that sort of stuff is what's going to come to try and make that happen. But we'll see what happens in the future. So yeah, you know, fingers crossed. You know, that along with those other books is you know, what I'm hoping to acquire this year. Now, as I said, there was a bit more. Now, obviously, there's individual books, but I'm going to look at them as a whole. There are a few runs that I'm trying to actively seek to complete. Obviously, there's the main one, is the ASM run. We all know that's going to be hard. It's going to be expensive. It's going to be a matter of, you know, timing and all that sort of stuff. But there's some other runs that I'm actively seeking to complete and have been for a while. I've been getting a bit of help. Especially with my Invaders run. That is one of the runs that I'm going to mention now. I'm not going to show you, like, you know, I need number 4 and number 17 and number 23 and number 42 or whatever. I'll just say, like, with Invaders, I need 15 issues left. I know it's only a small run. It's only, I'm just trying to remember. I think it's 40 issues. I'm pretty sure it's 40 issues. It's either 40 or 41 issues. I only need 15 books left. So 15 books out of 40, 41. It's still a decent chunk, but I've gotten, you know, it's very hard to find Invaders books over here. So, yeah, 15 issues is doable and it's not too bad. And none of them are big books, as far as I know. I'm pretty sure they're all just run fillers, even though run fillers over here of Invaders are still $20, $30 each. But hopefully I'll be able to knock off that this year. That would be fantastic. The other one is another run that I've been going for a lot longer than Invaders, and the couple others I'm going to mention is Tomb of Dracula. Oh, excuse me. Tomb of Dracula is a 70 issue run. Like, obviously there's, you know, there's giant size ones and things like that, but like the run itself, I'm not going to talk about annuals and things like that right now. 70 issue run for Tomb of Dracula. I only have 10 books left, so that's actually a lot bigger achievement than I thought it was going to be, because they're not cheap, they're not hard to find over here. They are hard to find over here. Most run fillers of Tomb of Dracula over here are $20, $30, $50 books, and we're not talking about, like, not even the keys. You know, obviously you got, you know, number 1 and number 10 are the two biggest books in that run. So obviously number 1 being First Tomb of Dracula, or First Dracula, and number 10 being First Blade. So luckily Blade I was able to knock off as one of my Grail books, I think last year or the year before. And number 1 I was able to pick up about a month ago. So they're the two big books out of the way. All the rest are all just run fillers. There might be a small key. I think I might need maybe first Hannibal King or something like that, possibly, or maybe one of the Deacon Frost books or something like that. But yeah, 10 books. Yeah, really gonna try and nail that run down this year, hopefully, if all goes according to plan. Obviously, I'll double check any annuals or any sort of tie-in stuff or whatever like that I want to try and make a complete run with. But yeah, hopefully that all works out well, and that'll be done and dusted. Pun intended? Maybe. The other one that I've been actively seeking is Werewolf by Night. I started that one a little bit after the Tomb of Dracula stuff. It's only, once again, it's only like a 41 run issue series or volume, whatever you want to sort of call it, run. Once again, I only need 15 issues left. Werewolf by Night is even harder to find than Tomb of Dracula and than Invaders over here. They're super rare. As soon as I come across one, it's generally one I already have. Like, somebody will have, oh, have you got any Werewolf by Night? Oh, yeah, there's a whole stack over there. I've got every one of them. So, yeah, it's just those 15 issues that I have left. Unfortunately, there is a big boy book in there. The whole 40 issues is pretty much just minor keys, but number one is the hardest one. Number one is the dollar book in that run, unfortunately, and I still need that book. So it is what it is. But yeah, once again, another run I'd love to tick off this particular year. The other run, I don't know the numbers, but the other run that I've been actively seeking to complete is my Defenders run. Unfortunately, Defenders run, I have to include Marvel feature 1, 2, and 3, because that's the first 3 appearances of the Defenders, and I don't have any of them. It sucks, but yeah, unfortunately I'll have to include those books in this particular run. But yeah, the run itself, the Defenders run itself, 160, 170 books, so it's a rather larger run. I think I still need, I don't actually know the numbers to be perfect. I know I have a lot, but I think I still need maybe 40, 50 books or something like that. So in the grand scheme of things, you know, 160, so I probably need a third of the run. So it's still a lot, and once again, harder to find over here, very expensive. Not as expensive as Werewolf and Tomb and even Invaders. Sometimes you can be lucky, and I have been able to pick up some for like $5 or $10 or whatever, but most of them are like 15, 20, 30 for non-key ones, of course. So, but yeah, hopefully that'll work. So yeah, to wrap up, ASM 1, 3, 4, Marvel Spotlight 5, Fantastic Four 48, Fantastic Four 49, and I want to complete my runs of Invaders, Tomb of Dracula, Werewolf by Night, possibly Defenders. I think Defenders will be a little bit harder because there's a lot more books. But we will try our best. We'll see how we go. Obviously, I've got goals for my actual YouTube channel as well. I'd love to be able to hit 600 this year. There seem to be, yeah, the subs aren't going up very well. Like, I suppose I could start doing a lot of shorts and see if that boom helps me, like it has a lot of other guys, but it's not really true subs because the people who watch shorts don't really watch your pre-recordeds or your lives. So, you know, it's a bit hit and miss. But my YouTube goal for this year, might as well say it, I just want to hit 600 subs. I'm only, I'm like 50, 60 away. 60, I think, away from 600 subs. That'd be a nice cap off the year. Obviously, I'd like to have more, but 600 would be nice. So, watch hours is probably the other thing that I'm lacking on. I'd like to hit that like 500 subscriber monetization thing. Maybe just, I'm not going to do membership. Maybe just an odd super chat here or there would be nice. But yeah, anyway. I've waffled on enough. You know this is a long video. Comic wishlist ones always go too long. But let's end it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Do all the usual YouTube stuff. Leave a comment if you want to. Hit the thumbs up. And subscribe. Please subscribe if you haven't already. That would be greatly appreciated. Anyway, hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And Spidey out.